In the recording about job satisfaction, I explained that knowledge from research suggests the relationship between satisfaction and behavior is more complicated than we might think at first. One example is that someone who is extremely low on satisfaction might not leave their job. The concept of job embeddedness helps us understand more about why that is. Job embeddedness is the result of three things. One is the degree to which an individual feels like they fit where they're at. The topics of person-job fit and person-organization fit came up in the person-environment fit model of stress, and we'll learn more about what influences that in future modules. In this context, it's also important to note that the community can also influence embeddedness. The second thing that influences embeddedness is an individual's connections with others, their links. Those personal connections can be within the workplace or in the community. The third influence on embeddedness is what would be sacrificed if a person left a particular job. That can range from financial sacrifices to psychological. The reading for class explains each of the parts as including components related to both the job or organization and to the community. It might be helpful to note, though, that some explanations of the concept explain it as having 6 parts, treating fits, link, and sacrifice related to the job or organization as separate from those related to the community where the organization is located. The most basic level, commitment is an emotional attachment, and evidence suggests that individuals who are committed to a job or organization are less likely to leave. As I'm sure you know, though, commitment is much more complicated than that simple definition suggests. And it's no less complicated when we're thinking about a commitment to a job or to an organization. One analysis of research found 24 models of organizational commitment. In other words, 24 different explanations of what influence attachment to a job or an organization. As you look at the definition in this slide, you might notice that the types of commitment Meyer and Allen identify are similar to the parts of embeddedness. Indeed, the concept of embeddedness represents one theory of why individuals are, or appear to be, committed to organizations. So the overall idea is that embeddedness explains why an individual might feel an attachment to a job or an organization, and why someone might seem to have an attachment even though all the indications are they greatly dislike their job. Given that, it helps us understand why someone might stay at a job that they dislike. When we combine that with what we learned about the consequences of job satisfaction, this suggests the combination of high embeddedness and low satisfaction can have a long-term impact on an employee's performance. For example, if someone feels like they're out of place in the community where the organization is located and doesn't feel connected to others in the organization, they might not look for another job if they're making a higher than average salary and have good benefits. So if we think about all the ways we use the word embedded, the idea of job embeddedness takes on new meaning, and probably not inaccurately. Like other uses of the term, job embeddedness is about the context in which an individual works at multiple levels. It helps us understand how complicated it can be to leave a job, and why someone might slog through a job for decades even though they're not satisfied. And everyone knows it.